wanted to start the video with the how to fix my Silverado. The joke was played on me. This was a little bit more than anybody anticipated. The sun angle here is horrible, and I still have to look at the photos. I took pictures of this engine before I took it apart, so we're taking it down off the ramps. The first ramp is out, and I figured that's the perfect thing, is to show that the bottom side is together, and now the fun begins, is putting it back the way it had been. I figured everything else out. Now I got to go consult the drawings. This is what we're left with. We have to splice in the EFI. We have to put the new temperature sensors in. Mark's going to come over. Since I don't do it every day, I suggest that you people get the hint that don't be a hero. I'm going to have Mark do the valve lash on this puppy, simply because I don't do it every day. He works at a bus garage where they catch fire on a daily basis, and they rip engines down left and right, night and day. I'm going to let it up to him to set that and set the timing for me to save me a whole bunch of time, money, aggravation from getting it towed out of here. We got a new condenser here. I'm gagging on the pollen here. The dust is kicking up from the quarry in the back. They could give a shit less whether you have a heart attack from it. So we're about ready to put the new radiator in, the fan, and it'll be all set up for Mark to set the valve lash with the VFI back on it. And as I said, I encountered more than I used to do this when I was younger, and now that I'm getting older, I don't mean it the way it sounds, but it really should have went to the shit yard. But the motor has perfect compression. We've rolled it over, and the motor has phenomenal compression. It's like new. So like I said, the bore was like new, and the block was not cracked. There's no milky oil, no nothing, and there was no knocks in the bottom end, but the top end was totally knocked out of it. Valve seats totally disintegrated on both sides, 3 of them. So now we're going to have the proofing. I'm going to go consult all the pictures I took of the motor. I said drawings, but I took pictures of the engine before I took it apart. So I'm going to make sure everything gets back on the top side once I get it off these ramps and stuff, that I can get back in there. And then we'll start worrying about some of the cosmetic stuff towards winter here, but I'm not going to fool too much with that. As long as I got it running, that's what it looks like. It looks decent. New air cleaner. We're going to try to get one of those open breather filament air cleaners and stuff, but as I am telling you folks, it was more than I anticipated, and that's all I have to say about it. After 3 weeks of hot and cold running FedEx, guys, it was no joke. I mean, I like to crack jokes, but it wasn't. I just needed one thing after another. New oil cooler lines, new this, new harmonic balancer. I just could not believe the devastation this kid did to this truck in a short amount of time he had it, because all because the radiator leaked and he was too stupid to buy a radiator for $200. What an idiot. And they're not going to make these trucks anymore. These Generation 5 trucks, they were about the best and the simplest to work on. I wouldn't trade this for a new one. Somebody offered me a new one here and they're going to tow this away. I tell them to keep it, because they're nothing but problems. The new Silverados, they're still having shifting problems, even though they went to the Allison transmission. Now there's something with the, I guess it's with the fuel injection or whatever, but I'll give you more updates on this one. We did some fancy paint work there too. It's going to look decent once it's back together. I didn't have time to degrease everything. I'm not a total fanatic, but it's looking decent for what it is. So there it is. I'm going to do a little more cosmetic to it, and that's about it for until winter hits. So thanks.